Good evening, Spurs fans. This is THFC Till I Die in a simultaneous broadcast with Spurs Between the Lines. And with me tonight is the co-host, Mia. Dermot's absent again. Unfortunately, he's still in the hospital. His mother-in-law isn't too well. So how are you tonight, Mia?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Good. A bit of a slow news day today, I think. Every time we're looking for something to happen and nothing really has. We're still waiting to know exactly what's going on with the Spurs managerial scenario. I think the not rumor, has to be fact is that Daniel Levy wants to sit down and talk to Antonio Conte before a decision is made on anything. And have you had anything more on that front, Mia? Is that what's going to happen, or is that just conjecture?
Well, from the Times seem to really be pushing this whole Levy wants to do it face to face, and actually they said that it's a bit of a classy move that he wants to do this face to face. He doesn't want to do the typical text breakup where you just say you're dumped. It feels like he wants to do this face to face, but I've got a feeling the reason he would like to do it face to face is to negotiate the money side of it. I'm going to be honest, I think that's probably what's in Levy's mind mostly. So I do think that that's why he is doing it. He wants to do it in this way, which means that Conte will actually have to return to Tottenham, which is interesting because a lot of people are speculating that he won't return. Now, I assume face-to-face means in person and not over a Zoom call or some sort of FaceTime. I assume that he means in person. So that means he shall be returning to Tottenham in some sense.
You would hope so, but obviously a lot can be done over Zoom. I'm thinking that it is health. If Conte's health isn't as good as has been reported, maybe it will be a Zoom call. But I think we'd all like to get it sorted out fairly soon, And I think one of the sticking points at the moment is, like, again, we understand that under the terms of Conte's contract, if he's sacked, he will be due a payoff. And obviously Daniel Levy is trying to avoid that. So we could be in the situation where Conte will be with us until the end of the season, at which stage he may walk away with no payment. But then again, that depends on the reading on the 12-month extension that's in the contract, So it looks like it's going to come down to money, whether he stays or goes. And what I would hate to see was that Daniel Levy held on to Conte for 3 or 4 months to save a few bob and missed out on the various managerial people that we're trying to bring into the club. Because they might find work elsewhere.
Yeah, the only thing is that it's not really just a few bob, because if it is the whole year contract, that's another £15 million, which is a lot of money. I know that people are going to say they're millionaires, they're rich, but when it comes to the self-sustaining model of the club, 15 million out of it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money.
I suppose another way of looking at it is if we were to go for a manager that's presently in employment and had to buy him out of the contract, it would probably cost us 15 million anyway. When you look at it that way, whereas if we're going for a guy that's presently out of work, there's no payment to be made to anybody. So it is a kind of delicate situation. But before we get chatting into that, we'll just have a go through and get a few chats here. And here's one from Ellie. Ellie isn't feeling too well. Just can't make it, guys. Cough. Still so bad, but I've been really enjoying the shows and promoting. We'll get well soon, Ellie, and we want you to get back on here soon.
Yep, definitely get well soon, 100%.
Yeah, and then this is a new name to me, Joe, saying good evening, Joe. And the next one is a bit flippant, but I get your point. Who was our manager today?
Conte.
I think it's Antonio Conte. We haven't really heard anything else. And Joe again is saying, I get the impression that Conte and the club do have quite frank and honest relationship. Well, I hope so. It's something Daniel Levy has a lot of experience with. Getting rid of managers. So, and I hope that this one goes smoothly and there's no court cases or no recriminations that follow. And another comment from Joe here is, Conte always said the club knows his vision, etc. They might know his vision, but are they actually doing it to actually get it to fruition? That's another day's work, So anyway, that's the comments for now. Anyway, it'll be more later on. And I suppose you've all heard the news about Julian Nagelsmann of Bayern Munich. It's one of the strangest football stories of the week. Nagelsmann is 35. He's been with Bayern Munich for a couple of seasons. He won the league when he won the Bundesliga with them last year. Now he's having a bit of a difficult season this year, in so much as Borussia Dortmund are pushing them very hard. But I think Bayern, you correct me if I'm wrong, Mia, but I think Bayern have only lost 3 matches all season.
Yeah, that's correct. They've lost 3 all season, and they did pretty well in the Champions League. They come up against quite tough opposition, and they didn't do badly at all. Like really, realistically. So yeah, I don't think it's
and
had
the
an awful
big
season.
PSG as well. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems that now this is what the story that is going around, and again, we cannot say whether this is accurate or not. It could be conveniently put out there because it fits the bill really. Is that Bayern Munich had plans to install Thomas Tuchel during the summer as Nagelmann's replacement, but they got wind that Tuchel was high up the list of Daniel Levy's preferences to take over at Tottenham. And they didn't want to run the risk of losing their man, so they moved quickly and got rid of Nagelsmann today. I think it's been confirmed today. And Thomas Tuchel will be in there for the rest of the season, which leaves Nagelsmann out on a limb. And conveniently, again, this is where it might suit Tottenham. He was quite friendly with Mauricio Pochettino during the Spurs years and kept a close eye on Spurs fixtures. In fact, he's even rumoured to have a Spurs replica shirt in his possession. So, like, Mia, from what you've seen of Nagelsmann, do you think he would be a good fit at Tottenham?
Yeah, I believe so. I know that he can play 3 at the back and he can play 4 at the back. So he does change it up slightly as well. He isn't a rigid manager. He is a bit of a gun-ho kind of manager. But I think he'd be a good appointment personally. I quite like him. And it does remind me a bit of a Poch because he's a bit of an unknown quantity. And we did give Poch a chance, and Poch hadn't won anything when he come to us. And so with Nagelsmann, he has actually won stuff. So it's not like his CV is completely void of trophies. So yes, he's not that big manager with a lot of trophies, but he has got experience of winning trophies. And I think he's an up and coming manager who's quite exciting personally.
Yeah, I think any manager, any potential manager or manager that gets to manage Bayern Munich at the age of 33 has got to have something in his locker. I mean, Bayern Munich is normally a club that's managed by much more experienced managers. And okay, I understand that everything may not have gone completely right for him this season, but I believe tactically, he's been, some of the Bayern players have called him a genius, and they liken him to Pep Guardiola, the way he sets out his teams. I think that's what we want at Tottenham. We want someone with a bit of flexibility. It's not in a rigid system. No matter what happens, he's going to play the same system. He will move things around a bit to suit the conditions and can suit the team they're playing. I think that could be a marvelous appointment for Spurs. And according to the Daily Telegraph today, Spurs are already trying to negotiate talks with him. So I hope that is true. I don't know if that's true or not, but that would be my thinking, that they should be after Nagelsmann. If he's out there and available, get after him. At least find out if he's interested in coming. If he's not interested in coming, fair enough, eliminate him. But if he shows any interest at all, I think they should follow it up, because I think he's actually, he could be one for the future for us. And I think I like about him too, he has no baggage in the Premiership. He's not coming from Chelsea. I'll leave it at that. He's not coming from Chelsea or any other Premiership club. So he'll come in with his own ideas, and he might surprise a few people. And,
it's a bit like
Sorry, Mia?
It's a bit like Ten Hag, because he's come in, isn't he, from another league and hasn't played here before. So I don't think there's anything maybe like to give someone a chance. Like I say, I know Poch was in the Prem when he came to us, but he was a bit of an unknown quantity. And yeah, I think I like him. I think even though Mr. Harris doesn't like his skinny jeans, I've got nothing against skinny jeans.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, there are some eloquent Spurs fans who really don't have come out and said they don't want Nagelsmann here, but I think he's worth a shot. I really do. And another thing that I like about him too is, like you say, we gave Poch a chance. Poch only had maybe 1 or 2 seasons at Southampton before he came. And do you remember when Pochettino came to Spurs first? He refused to give any interviews in English. He used to have a translator going all the time. So I don't know what Nagelsmann's English is like. But I mean, certainly Poch was able to get his ideas across to the players very quickly. And what I like about when Poch came in, and I'm sure Nagelsmann will do the same if he does come, he got rid of the driftwood. He got rid of the players. He had quickly identified who he wanted at the side, who he didn't. He got rid of the ones he didn't want. And let's face it, we had a very successful 5 years or thereabouts on the Poch. We mightn't have won any trophies, but our football was a joy to watch most of the time. And only for a bad decision here and there, we may well have come away with a trophy. So, that's it. I would say just bring him on. Anyone's in the chat there, let us have your opinion. What do you think?
And actually, Shamu brings up a point I did bring up as well. He likes working with young players, and we've got quite a few young players and some coming back from loan with Spence. We have got Basuma, who's young, so we've got some young players. Kulusevski's still reasonably young. So we've got Hill coming back. So Skip. So he does like younger players as well, which is a bonus.
Absolutely. We'll just go through some more of the comments here, actually, just to cover this point and others. Desi Daru, good evening. Good to see you in. Harry Redknapp says Conte will stay. Harry Redknapp also said he wanted the job. So I think Harry might be just speaking out to be heard there. Unless he knows Conte personally, he might be knowing something, but we'll have to wait and see what happens there. And this is from Dermot. Big up, everyone. Thank you all for the kind message from last night's show. Just a matter of time now, so your kind words mean a lot to myself and Derval. Well, thinking of you, Dermot, and keep your chin up. We know it's a difficult time for all your family, so we're here thinking about you and Derval. And here's one here from Echo Fox. Good evening, Echo Fox. Reports also say Arnie's slot at Feyenoord is back up if Nagelman isn't keen on joining. Now, that's something I haven't heard. Arnie's slot at Feyenoord. Yeah, take it he's a Dutch guy. Have you heard of that fellow, Mia? I can't say I have now.
No, I haven't. No.
Yeah. I must research him and see what he's been like, But we'll have to wait and see whether Nagelsmann is hopefully he's interested in the job. And the Midnight Garden, good evening, sir. Great to see you both. Keep up the content. We'll try. At the moment, it's kind of difficult. International week, there's not a lot happening, So we're just hoping for feeding on scraps that are coming out from Tottenham and the reliable sources that we have. And we don't tend to quote everything that's coming out there because a lot of it is just so far off the mark. But the sources that we use now are generally pretty good. They've been close to the mark in past events. So hopefully that will continue. And here's Tequila 316. Good evening, sir. Would like Naselman or Poch? Yeah, well, I think if we got either of those, most fans would be happy. Now, my feelings on Poch are well known. I love the guy to bits, but I don't think this is the right time for him to come back with the same players there at the club that got rid of him the first time around. Maybe 2 or 3 years' time, he'd be welcome back. But Nasal man, it doesn't take long to get a nickname. He'd be known as the Nasal Man now for a while. And the next, whoops, the comments gone here. It's Tequila 316 again. He's saying both for different reasons. Yeah. Well, as I said, I can't speak too much about Slot. The other guy I know a fair bit about now. I know enough to know that I'd like to see him at the club. And Tequila again. Hello, Mr. Brady and hostess Mail. Just call me Philip, will you? I hate that Mr. bit. Anyway, and here's Dermot again saying big up Tequila 316. And that's the comments for now. Now, again, just if you think that, just put in a name, yes or no, for Julius Nagelsmann to come. Just put yes or no, and then we'll know what the feeling is like for the people that are in the chat. The next question up. This is a bit ridiculous now, to be honest with you, but we'll have to run with it. An ex-Spurs player, one we all think very highly of, wants Tim Sherwood given the job. Mia, what do you think of that?
I think he might have lost the plot a little bit. I admire him as a footballer, and he was fantastic, but I think he's lost the plot. I'm not going to lie.
It's Teddy Sheringham that said that. I was quite surprised. I know he would have been a mate of Tim Sherwood's because they would have played together probably, But Tim Sherwood, to me, the only thing Tim Sherwood did decently for Tottenham was didn't allow Harry Kane to go on transfer to Leicester back in 2014 when he was sort of interim manager or whatever. That's about the only thing. Other than that, I don't remember his period in charge with any great fondness. And even when I see him on Sky Sports, I tend to switch him off because I think he's, a bit irrelevant, but with respect to him. But anyway, so I think we won't give that one too much time because I don't think it's worth it. It's just one of these silly stories that come out. And again, this is more or less harping back to Nagelsmann again. Was Tuchel on his way to Spurs until Bayern stepped in? I think we've already covered this slightly. It looks to me as if Bayern got wind of the Spurs' interest and decided to move. And the question I want to bring out of this was, what do you think of another ex-Chelsea manager coming to us? Mia, would you have been happy if Tuchel had been actually appointed?
I would have thought that he's a good manager, so I would have thought, well, okay, he is good. But the fact he's ex-Chelsea, I was a bit like, he's a good manager, but then the negative of him being ex-Chelsea again is a bit like, I don't know, I wasn't too sure. Although I would have had him in, I think he was a better option than some of our other options at the time that we had. I was thinking, yeah, he isn't a bad option. But then I reevaluated and thought, another ex-Chelsea manager, I'm not so sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how many have we had in recent years? When you think about it, AVB, you've had what do you call
Jose?
the Jose? We've had Conte. There was another one as well. Am I missing one? Oh yeah, then we've had with Frank Arneson, who had Chelsea connections as well. He was director of football. Remember back in the Ramos year. So like we've had a too much of a we don't want to be seen as a club that relies totally on Chelsea cast-offs, because we're better than that. We're better than that. So that's why I think it's important that the whoever manager that comes in, be it Pochettino, Nagelsmann, or wherever, please no more Chelsea. No more Chelsea.
No, that's it.
Don't really want them,
Also, guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button for us. And after it's finished, if you're watching this on the playback, leave us a comment and let us know what you think, because the comments are very important to the algorithm. So on both channels, whatever channel you're watching, comment on that channel and then go over and comment on the other channel what you think, just to help out on the old algorithm. There's
actually some comments in here now since we put in the quite a few comments here. So I'll just read them out here. Tequila 316 again is saying, "Hiya Dermot, hope you're doing okay, buddy." Yeah, he's keeping strong. It's tough. And Tequila again is saying, "Depends on who's wearing them." Yeah, I think that's going back to the skinny
jeans. Yeah, back to skinny jeans.
And talking of which, I saw your mate Romero playing for Argentina last night. So he was giving Messi a slap on the head when he scored his 800th goal or something. The usual.
He's just born aggressive, isn't he? Even when he celebrates, he's so aggressive in his celebration. But I love it. I don't mind that.
But you know what I love too? I think Pedro Porro is something cut out of the same cloth. He seems to be a total headbanger as well. I love it. We need that.
Yes, that's why.
We need aggression like that. And here's another comment now. This is from Shamu down in New Zealand. Good morning, Shamu. Oh, it must be about 4 o'clock in the morning with you, or 5 o'clock in the morning. Nagelsmann also known for working well with young players. That's a very important point, because I think what's been happening recently, our academy has been suffering from the lack of players coming through. And I think some of the players have been mouthing off about that. They don't see a chance of ever making it at Spurs. So the chances are a lot of our good academy players might move on unless a manager is brought in that shows an interest in them. Like I know Jermaine Defoe was working with the academy as well as Yaya Toure and that. But I think a new manager that's coming in, they might bring the likes of Alfie Devine through, the young Donnelly fella. And there's another guy, his name escapes me as well, who's very, very, very highly thought of in the academy. But our academy needs a bit of a boost, if you like. And would you agree with that comment by Shamu there, Mia?
Yeah, no, that's what I said. I think that he is very good with young players as well, and I think that's really important. So, and because we have got young players as well, so I think all of that links into another reason why that he would be a good choice.
Yes, indeed. And I was just seeing there's a super chat in here as well, and that's absolutely wonderful from Wayne Bonner. Wayne, thanks a million for the super chat. It's really appreciated. And it's saying, "Stay strong, Dermot. We're all with you." So I think we'll all concur with that. So Wayne, thanks a million for that. Good man. Now, just to go back here, this is probably a response to Tequila 316 from Dermot. It's saying, "Not really Tequila. It's a sad time, but Derville comes first. I deal with myself later. She's number one." Very good, Dermot. That's
Good
nice
man.
sentiment. Very good. Appreciate that. She'll appreciate that. And Tequila, indeed, stay strong, Dermot. Wayne Bonner has another comment here. Actually, it's Tequila again. Big up, Wayne Bonner. Generous as always. Yeah, again, thank you very much, Wayne. So that's all the comments there. Now, let me
I
see.
think you missed. Did you miss one with Echo Fox? I think
I
that
did.
one
Sorry.
with a
So, yeah,
picture.
can you put it up there? Can you be?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
Donnelly. Go on, sorry, I can read it.
No, go on ahead. Sorry, go on ahead,
Yeah.
man. Ladies first.
Sorry. Hopefully, Donnelly or Scarlett take the ST mantle in the next 3-ish years.
That's the guy I was thinking of, Donnelly. Although I think his
Yeah.
father was giving out sometime during the season there, but the lack of chances. And it's Dane Scarlett's 19th birthday today, I think. Or yeah, it was yesterday. Now he's still down on loan at Portsmouth. I don't think he's starting too many games. He was at the start of the season, but I think they changed manager during the season. Portsmouth did, and the new guy obviously doesn't fancy him as much. And he's been on the subs bench quite a lot, as has Troy Parrott up at Preston North End. Although Troy Parrott came on as a sub for Ireland the other night, so at least he got another international cap behind him. And let me see, another comment's just coming in there. Yeah, Tequila 3. Sad time to spend his birthday in Portsmouth. I hope there's nobody else from Portsmouth watching here now. They might take exception to that.
Do you know what? I go to Portsmouth when we go to Isle of Wight on holiday, because we take every year we go as a family. And yeah, Portsmouth's a very interesting town. That's what I will say.
More. It's a naval town, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not the greatest, but there's some nice buildings there, to be fair, but some of it isn't so great. But yeah, I wouldn't want to spend my birthday there. That's very true.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Point taken. Yeah, I think Tequila's is saying what you were nicely trying to say there. Lots
Yeah,
of
I was trying to be subtle there, Tequila. Like I was trying to be, diplomatic.
Yeah, listen, I think there's not a town in Europe that doesn't have a drug problem at the moment. It's serious. They reckon that if you went into the washroom at the Spurs Stadium and did a test on the around the sinks there, you find an awful lot of traces of cocaine and stuff. So it's. I'm not saying it's just at Tottenham Stadium, probably everywhere, but it's a huge problem. Anyway, that's not for us to solve. It's that's for the police to do that. So, Mia, is there anything else you'd like to say? Actually, I want you to big up your channel there, because Mia's channel, Spurs Between the Lines, is a really, really good channel to go and follow. The content is excellent, and her graphics and thumbnails are brilliant. And what have you got coming up soon, Mia?
Well, I'm live tomorrow, 8:45 a.m. if you're around Greenwich Mean Time. So if anybody's around at that time of the morning, we can have another little discussion about all of this all over again, and any news that comes through as well. I'll be keep checking my phone while I'm live to see if there's any kind of updates on the whole situation. But I don't feel like there will be until the Monday, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll be doing that. I've got a couple more other videos to release, but I haven't had a chance because we've had so much content. But yeah, keep an eye out. If you put your notification bell on, then you'll be able to know when I'm live or when I do content. So then you'll be able to be informed straight away, and give that a good watch, a comment, a like, and all that jazz. I'm up to 275. So I'm on the push for 300. So if you have already subscribed, if you could just share the content, that's really helpful. All the likes, shares and comments really help push it out, so more people can see it then.
Yeah, let's get her up to 300 by next week. We'll play Everton. That'd be a good thing. So yeah, and then also don't forget, like and subscribe. We're sister channels really, and this is a new thing we're experimenting with, is trying simultaneous broadcasts. So the two of us are going out together to our own dedicated viewers. So you can like each channel, so you get to see everything when both of us go on. So I think we're going to finish it up there. As I said, slow enough news day today. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be a bit more positive news about the new Spurs manager, or the old one, or whatever way you want to do it. I do not know. We will be on at some stage tomorrow, but a lot will that depend on what happens over the next 24 hours or so. So again, Mia, thanks very much for co-hosting as usual. It's always a pleasure doing the show with you. And thank you everyone else for checking in, and hit that like button before you check out. And we'll see you soon. And as always, come on, you Spurs.